When you think about it, they haven't lost back-to-back regular season games in more than 5 years, and y'all just snapped that streak. What do you think about that?
Man, the timing was right. God was good. Honestly, we came in locked in and focused all week. I was trying to keep the guys focused on Tulane, but I could tell they were antsy to get to this game because Houston has been the standard in our league. I respect the culture, and everybody understands that when you come into this building that you have to win, and we had that focus locked in earlier in the week, and it carried over.
Does it mean more to beat them, considering all the close losses, losing at the buzzer, and last year? Does that mean more to beat them after what you've been through?
Absolutely, because you know that they're a team that's going to come back from a loss and go even harder. And you got to respect everybody over there. Obviously, not having Sasser and Mark is a huge blow. But we've been without guys pretty much all year, so we understand and the way that they've handled themselves, and to be able to come in here today and do that is special. Definitely.
Is today especially, I've asked you before if you feel vindicated with some big wins. Is this one especially vindicated?
Yeah, this is the number one. To come in here 38 wins in a row against that team, the number six team in the country, and to kind of beat them at their own game, kind of trying to out-hustle them, out-scrap them. They force you to do that. And our guys were ready for it mentally and physically, but this win is definitely number one.
Yeah, you guys go up 6, and they come back. I know it didn't look right, but the way you guys closed the game, how encouraging was that to see for you?
No, it was big, because I know we're capable of doing that. We've been capable of doing that all along, but I'm proud of the growth that we're having. The growth that when we came together in Tulsa, with everybody being there and then getting everybody back, the growth has been enormous for us, and we're just keep getting better and better at the right time.
You think Hardaway gets fouled on that 3-point shot. I mean, is there a bigger moment in that game?
Man, there is not a bigger moment than that, because Reggie Chaney was trying to play defense like they do and hit him, and we got the foul. So that was just a blessing. We needed breaks like that for this game.
And what do you think that team over there can do? They've lost a lot of people, as you said. Damage they could do later on in the tournament.
No, they're gonna be good either way because they have Coach Sampson, his staff. They're very solid. They're strong. They're mentally tough. They're physically tough. So every game, next game, they're going to come out and play the same way that they play today. They're going to play hard.
A lot of folks have felt he should be considered for National Coach of the Year, given what he's done. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Losing those two guys, he definitely should be National Coach of the Year. He's done a phenomenal job all year.
So they played the Tremont Mark shot during the game, during one of the pauses, and it's been brought up since then in the aftermath here. Are those the types of things that prepared you for this outcome,
Yeah, for sure. Like the half-court shot by Tremont Mark, the missing the free throws at the conference tournament a week later and losing to them again. You can't just have close losses. You just can't do that. There are no moral victories for us anymore. We just have to overcome, if you want to get to that level, to where they are. Final Four team last year, you got to overcome in their building, and you got to get tough wins, and that's what good teams do, and that's what we did today.
You said there was a story in The Athletic a couple of days ago just about sort of almost second-guessing the way you handled things earlier this season to sort of come to that realization, and then for somebody like Landers Malley to go out there and score 20 and DeAndre to give you the minutes that he gave you. I mean, how does that feel, I guess?
I think it's just rounding out the way that it should be. I think it's on God's timing on everything. I think earlier in the season we were trying to kind of get Imani and Jalen more comfortable with our crew from last year, and the chemistry just wasn't there early. And through the COVID break and all of the injuries, the guys have grown closer. We're doing a better job. I'm doing a better job as a head coach in practice on things that we need to work on, and it's all coming together right now. So yeah, it's been a journey, but it's great to be playing great basketball in February.
So obviously a huge win, but you got a couple more big ones this week. How does that set up?
It's just a situation that we're put in right now. We didn't take care of business early enough to put ourselves in a great position. So here late, the schedule that we have is here at Cincinnati at SMU. Because the Cincinnati game got changed, but that seems to be the way the road that we've had since I've been here. Always a harder road, and we're not settling or disrespecting anybody else because we beat a great Houston team. We know that Cincinnati's going to be ready. We know that SMU's going to be ready, and we just have to make sure that we're ready.
With Landers, I guess how perfect was the time for him to have his first 20-point game of the season?
I challenged him and told him that we needed him to show up and be the guy that I know he was, and it was perfect time for him to have the big game today.
How about free throws? You talked about missing free throws in the conference tournament game the last time you played Houston, and then to go out and make 12 of your last 12 or 13 of your last 13.
Man, it was lined up. perfectly for us. All the stars lined up for us with the 3-point foul, making all the free throws, getting the stops at the end, rebounding the ball because they're a great offensive rebounding team, and securing the win, man. That's all special stuff.
Defensively, these last 5 or 6 games, it looks like you guys are back to that level you guys were at last year. What's just kind of changed from that?
Went back to the old school. Went back to like training camp. When we had that week off, we basically went to 6 baskets and started implementing the things that we know we had to be great at, that we were great at in the past years, being number 1 in defensive efficiency and number 1 in defense in the country. We went back to those things, and it's starting to carry over in the games.
Yeah, I mean, Houston doesn't turn the ball over very often, very much. They turned it over 19 times today. What did you guys do that created a lot of this turnover?
Well, after we scored, we got into pressure. You know, we respect them, but we also want to put the pressure on them and try to wear them down. They don't have a deep bench because of injuries, and we just try to wear them down.
The way the first half played out, you guys jumped out to a big lead, and then they came back and took the lead and going into halftime. What was your strategy using the lineups that you did and the substitutions?
I was trying to go with the strength of numbers to try to wear them down. That's basically what my strategy was early, because DeAndre got his 2nd foul like he did in both games last year, and that didn't bode well for us in the previous games, and it was looking the same way. But to only be down 3 points on the road, wasn't playing well, DeAndre with 2 fouls, I felt very confident going into the second half that we could get some momentum going again like we did earlier.